There's certainly no shortage of hype when it comes to Canada's path toward legalized pot. Pot stocks have been red hot. Stakeholders across the board want their cut of the profit. Here's one estimate of just how big this industry could be. CIBC thinks the legal cannabis market will approach $6.5 billion by 2020. That would actually beat sales of hard liquor, and it would be nipping on the heels of wine sales. CIBC expects provinces to be the big winners, but private businesses will benefit too. The bank estimates nearly $1 billion will flow to the bottom line. The bulk of it will come from production. The rest will come from retailers, mostly in Western Canada. Well, people in Newfoundland and Labrador now know where they'll be able to buy pot when it does become legal. The provincial government says marijuana will be sold in supermarkets. The CBC's Peter Cowan has more from St. John's.
Here in Newfoundland and Labrador, the Liquor Corporation didn't want to set up its own dedicated retail stores for cannabis, so instead it went to businesses and asked them to bid on the rights in order to sell pot. The big winner in this process was Dominion, which is a chain of grocery stores run by Loblaws. It won more than a third of the licenses that have been handed out so far. It'll be selling pot in its stores right across the province. Now, don't expect to just see it on store shelves next to your groceries or bag of chips. Instead, it's going to be sold through a separate smoke shop where they already sell things like tobacco and lottery tickets. But this move to hand so many licenses to a large national chain is facing some criticism. Some of that criticism comes because Loblaws recently admitted to a bread price-fixing scandal. The other concern is that not enough chance was given to local independent retailers. That's one of the concerns being raised by the Canadian Federation for Independent Business.
I think what you see is mostly an activity that's going to be run by the government and big business, really. Depends upon the price. And if the price is such that they can't make a profit to make the business viable, then it's going to be difficult for them to do that.
The other problem the province has is there are some big areas of the province where no businesses have stepped forward and qualified. So now they're going to have to go and try and find other companies that are willing to sell pot. Peter Cowan, CBC News, St. John's.